If you've got kids in middle school or high school, this will not be news to you. You are dealing with puberty, and this will also not be news. Everyone in your household is suffering. Well, here's what is news. A new book that could help you, me, Nate, everybody involved in this whole enterprise. The book is called This Is So Awkward, Modern Puberty Explained. It combines science and practical advice, and it's written by pediatrician Dr. Cara Natterson and puberty expert Vanessa Kroll Bennett. And they join us now. Ladies, thank you very much for being here. We all need a hand.
Thank you.
I think we need to begin. You have a great line in the book about how we're all survivors of puberty, but that doesn't make us experts in puberty, right? I've gotten this far, but what I remember, I mean, is not going to be all that useful because things have changed. So, doctor, talk to us at first here about how the landscape of puberty is different.
Sure. So it starts a lot earlier, it lasts longer, and it happens with technology. So it
Earlier
starts,
meaning what?
Yeah, it starts on average between ages 8 and 9 for a girl and between 9 and 10 for a boy. So that's about 2 to 3 years sooner than it began a generation or two ago. That's earlier. It's not going faster. It is stretching like taffy.
You said taffy, yeah.
Yes, and it really is. And we all feel it in our homes and in our lives.
And Cara, I like taffy. I picked up on that same thing, Tony, about my name is Gayle, I'm a puberty survivor. Because you said all adults are puberty survivors, which I thought was a good way to put it. But you said discussing puberty is like discussing the world's longest to-do list that you want to avoid. Porno, masturbation, wet dreams, vaping, body image, heartbreak. And you go through all of these things in the book, and you give us scripts on how we can discuss it and how people get through it. Puberty is and not all puberty fits one size doesn't fit all.
Right.
That's right.
You're saying.
So one of the things we have to do is leave our own puberty baggage at the door.
Yes.
So we survived it. We made it through. We're all sitting here talking about it. But our puberty is not their puberty. And so we have to deal with our stuff and get on with the business of caring through kids through it. And it doesn't have to be dreaded.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be awful. I promise, Gayle. I promise. If we have these conversations, if we give kids information, if we give ourselves information, it's less mysterious, it's less confusing, it's less challenging.
You also said it's important to listen because you said very few people are born with the superpower to shut up.
Yeah, okay.
Isn't that
so
good?
this is key, Gayle, right?
Yes.
So, like, how do you get...
Yes.
It is awkward. It's awkward for us. It's awkward for the kids.
Yeah.
How do you get the kids to start talking so you're in a position as a parent to then help guide?
So you get interested in what they're interested in. Like, they may not want to sit down with the New York Times and discuss the latest article, but they might want to talk about fantasy football, or they might want to talk about the latest makeup tutorial on YouTube. Approach all of those conversations without judgment, because if you establish the trust of being interested in their lives and not judging their lives, like, ugh, who cares about that? Or that's not important, or that's not a big deal. It is important to them. It is a big deal to them. And so if they feel like we're in it with them and interested in their lives, then they're going to open up on the bigger topics.
As I like to say, meet them where they are.
Exactly.
And some of them don't talk.
And they don't talk. They talk to their friends or they talk on social media. And you talk about it in this book, what has changed over the past 20, 30, and 40 years. In it, you talk about little boys looking at the G.I. Joe with the Kung Fu grip in the abs. That's what we want it to be.
Yeah.
But now that has changed for both boys and girls. How do parents navigate those murky waters of social media when it comes to their kids?
You know, body image and social media go hand in hand. And what we talk about in the book is that, especially for boys, that ideal body image, it hasn't changed a whole lot. It is tremendously stressful for them to see this image replicated over and over and over again. There is one way to look that is ideal, and now it is everywhere around them. So it is high time for us to pull the lens back on body image and to see it not as a female issue, but as an issue about transforming bodies and your sense of self and your sense of confidence.
You also talk about brain development, guys, that people think. You used to say, my teenager is just an idiot. Now you can say, my teenager, his prefrontal cortex is not developed. Because it takes a while, between 25 and 30, before your brain is fully developed. So you can have these talks with your kids, and you have to have multiple talks, but their friends have a lot of influence.
So the friends light up their limbic system. The limbic system is fully developed by middle school. That is the risk, reward, and pleasure center. Guess who doesn't light up their limbic system?
You.
Us.
Yes.
So when their peers are around, they're pinging. When we're around, it's like a flat line.
Yeah.
But they've got a prefrontal cortex. They can make good, smart decisions. It's in there.
Yeah.
They just can't access it very easily.
So we have to give them tools to learn how to access it, build the muscle memory of making good decisions, even if they turn around and ignore it and do the exact opposite the next day.
And speaking of tools, parents now have a tool. I found this book very useful. I got an 11-year-old and a 14-year-old, Dr. Cara Natterson and Vanessa Kroll Bennett. Thank you very much for being here. Thank you for writing the book. The book, by the way, you should pick it up. It's called This Is So Awkward, Modern Puberty Explained.
Great title.
Great title. It's on sale wherever you like to buy your books. The chapters will get you all you need.